This is the legendary SR20DET that came in all the Sylvias in Japan and never came to America unless you brought it over. There were different versions of it. There were the red tops and the S13s and then the black tops, and there was a little bit of variation between those two in the power delivery and how much power it makes. What made it so special? KA24 guys, step aside for a minute. I'm coming for you next. We're going to talk about y'all's motor. This had a aluminum block, which a lot of people was saying, oh, well, it's aluminum. It's not an iron block, so it's not as strong. This is true to some extent. You know, it ain't a 4G63 and it ain't 2JZ iron block. It ain't that. It ain't K24 block. But this had an advantage over the iron blocks. It saved weight. It also had oil squirters where it squirted oil at the bottom of the pistons to dissipate heat and to make sure that the heat was coming away from the crown or the top of the piston. It also had sodium-filled valves from the factory. So there's sodium inside the valves, and the valves were hollow with sodium inside of them. And what would happen is when the heat would come and touch the bottom of the valve, right, the flat surface, then the heat, because of the sodium would help the heat to dissipate and move up the stem of the valve. So you had a turbocharger that was matched up. A lot of the traditional, right? If you know, you guys know the SRs, T25s, T28s is very common turbos, obviously, with the SRs. For a quicker spoil, it revved up to 7,500 RPM. This was the balance between lower end torque and higher end revving power. And these are some of the things that makes the SR20 so legendary. Of course, it came in the S14, S15, S13. So obviously those are like the holy grails of the drifting world. So it only makes sense. This is super popular too. And we couldn't get them in America. And we had the K24. We're going to get to that next. We're not going to talk about that yet because y'all not ready for K24. I love the K24, but I love SR20s too. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Follow me and also follow the YouTube channel as well in the description. Legendary 4-cylinder.